rode across the great high plains, under the scorching sun and through the driving rain.
The Klein community is an unincorporated area of North Harris County between Spring and Tomball, Texas. My mom's maiden name was Klein, and my grandfather's grandfather was the first person in our family to immigrate from Germany to the area. He used to go into Houston and pick up everybody's mail, and that's one version of why the area came to be called Klein. It's because people would say they were going to go over to Klein's house to pick up their mail. You know, my first guitar was a little classical guitar, a small guitar that my parents bought for me when I was, I guess, 8 years old. My second grade teacher's husband, Charles Winchy is his name, and I ran into him years later working at Straight Music here in Austin. But Charles Winchy gave me my first guitar lessons when I was in second grade, and my parents bought a little classical guitar for me to play on and practice on at home.
When I first moved to Nashville, Lyle Lovett had put out his first CD, and I wore that CD out. And I was so drawn to the imagery, the poetry, and the heartfelt way he put his lyrics together. And it was so unique.
But his writing is so powerful and intense that I got stuck in that Pontiac album, and I've lived there since the day I heard it. I just live in that album. He's touched a part of me with his songs and his stories, and continues to do that. But we raised 2 kids on the Pontiac album, and they come out pretty good.
If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean, and if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat, and we could all together go out on the ocean and set me up on my pony on my boat.
Robert Keane and I met when we were in school at Texas A&M. I met him because I saw these guys, a group of guys hanging out at this house and playing music on the porch. And I would walk up, I'd park and walk by and walk up in the yard and listen to them. And they were really nice to me and introduced themselves, and we got to know one another. And I asked them after time, I was carrying my bicycle back and forth, and I asked them if I could just start leaving my bicycle there at the house. And they said yes, Robert said yes. And Robert and Brian Duckworth were roommates. They lived together in this house. And so I started leaving my bicycle there, and I'd park near there every day, and we got to be friends.
We seriously sat out on this porch and played music, I mean, every day. I mean, it didn't have to be a good weather day. I mean, it could be raining, it could be, you know, as cold as maybe 35 degrees, and we'd be out there in our jackets and stuff playing. So we just sat out there. I don't know if it was a desperate need for attention or just the whole setting, but it always worked out.
Here I am, yes, it's me.
To be recognized by the Texas Heritage Songwriters Association is a great honor. It's great company. To be thought of on the same night as Townes Van Zandt and Robert Earl Keen is, well, it's even more special.
As we were driving down the highway, she asked me, baby, what's so great? How come you're always going on about your Lone Star State? I said, that's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway on the road.
One word comes to my mind to describe Lyle Lovett: original. He doesn't write like anybody. He doesn't sound like anybody else. He draws different styles of music, certainly influences. We all have our influences. Lyle is a true, I believe, a true American original.
Saint Mother Maria, watch over us.
You know, there's no place like home. and I'm certainly proud to be from Texas. Texas is my home. Texas, the people in Texas are my family, and my family has pretty much stayed in Texas from those days in the 1840s. I love being able to spend time around my family. I can't imagine ever living anywhere else, and I never have. I feel really lucky to travel around our country and travel around the world and get to see wonderful places. But I never feel better than when I get to come home when a trip is over.